What's up and welcome back to the Metalhead Car Show. So those who have been following the Metalhead Car Show may remember October 30th, 2022, I released my first video on this YouTube channel. And it was a prediction of the Iron Maiden Future Past Tour setlist. Now, as much as that's how I started this YouTube channel, that is not how the Metalhead Car Show started. And today being April 30th actually marks the first anniversary of the Metalhead Car Show identity existing. Now, some of you have been following me since the start, and some of you have just started following me 2 days ago, and I appreciate every single one of you. But I want to take a trip down memory lane, tell you how it all got started, and kind of what I did to get here. Let's get right into it. Now, jumping back to somewhere around April 20th, 2020, I was in a band called Lycanthrope. It was a power thrash band located in Ottawa, Ontario. I was in this band for almost 4 years, or a bit over 4 years, and for reasons still not 100% clear to me, I quit. Now when I quit, I already knew I wanted to do a new band. I had some ideas, it was going to be high energy, and the name that I was kind of using was Memento Mori. Now with this, I went through, unfortunately, 2 full lineups of people I was working with and jamming with, and some it just didn't work out, it's super unfortunate, and some it was never going to work. Now I'm not going to get into details and say names, that's not what this video is about, but unfortunately around November 2021 I more or less gave up on Memento Mori. Because around November 2021 I was starting to have a new plan, and that was to do a car channel on YouTube. And the plan was I wanted to start with this Mustang review that is being released on April 17th, because that is Mustang Day, and that would be the start to the entire channel. Now, truthfully, I thought I needed so much more to actually do this, so I kind of gave up on it. I moved on, and I just thought I didn't have the money to really do that kind of video on YouTube. But the concept of Metalhead Car Show wasn't dead. The plan was to more or less just kind of push it out, and I would start it some other way, some other time. But there is a car show, which I'll put the poster here for, that was going to be on April 30th, 2022. Now I decided I was going to be going. I was going to check it out. I wanted to check out more of the Ottawa local scene and just be a part of it. And like that morning, I dropped my fiance off at work. I went to go get a little Tim Hortons snack, and I decided, screw it, let's go and let's film it. We'll start the Metalhead Car Show. And this is a little snippet of the first video ever made from the Metalhead Car Show. Wow, it's rough. When I put that on TikTok, I knew how to use TikTok. I was kind of dicking around with it beforehand, and that's how I started the channel. Now, on the same day, I started the Instagram page, which over time got a lot more love, but all things said and done, the Metalhead Car Show started on TikTok. Now, after that, the next thing I did was kind of a video like I do on this. I was looking at the rumor of a Ford Maverick ST, which is going to be like a lower performance-oriented version of the Maverick, which I don't think has seen any new development since then. But that was kind of the first thing I did. I did that on both TikTok and Instagram. And when I did that video, the quantity of views it got over Instagram killed what it got on TikTok. So I started to focus on Instagram a little bit more. Also, I just like the music selection on Instagram more. Now, I jump forward to some point in May. I did my first beauty shot video. Now, I am not a photographer. I don't know how to do this properly, but I kind of knew what I wanted. And what I thought to do was use kind of the layout how like Forza Motorsport games do beauty shots, and get some details, get some of the slashes or the bends or the headlights, and just do that. So I decided to do those videos of cool cars and cars of locals with metal playing behind it, which was, I think, the real start of the Metalhead Car Show getting any kind of traction. And here's some of the It was the second car I ever shot, and it was so expensive and so rare, and it was crazy to me that these guys were just letting me walk in and do beauty shots with it. Now, shortly after that, I got to do a ZL11LE, I got to do a Supra, I got to do a Corvette, and those all went pretty well. And what occurred to me is dealerships don't care if you want to walk in and do shots of these cars, or most dealerships don't, some were a bit weird about it. But they all saw it as free advertising, which meant to me, oh my god, I had content. Which led to me going to John Scotty in Montreal to do this, and I got to do some of the craziest cars I've ever seen, such as the new Countach, old Countach, various Ford GTs, 918 Spider, Ferrari Daytona, Lamborghini Cyan, or Cyan, however you pronounce it, the Maserati MC12, and the Lamborghini Zeno. This one. Now, as much as these were super cool to do, they started to fizzle out a little bit. They weren't getting as much love as they once were, and I was trying to figure out something new to do. So I had some videos where I talked about cars, some videos where I talked about just super obscure cars that never really happened, and the whole time I played metal in it, because that was just a part of the identity. But I never really focused on metal with the channel. As we got more towards fall, I was getting a lot less cars to do beauty shots with. One of the last cars I did was a Bricklin SV1, which was a huge deal to me and kind of a really cool way to end it off. But going into the winter, I was kind of running out of content. I didn't really know what to do. So I decided, you know what? Screw it. Let's do a full-length video and we'll do it for YouTube. Now, the Metalhead Car Show YouTube page was activated in early September 2022, just as a, I have it, it's mine. Not that anyone's gonna steal it from me. But I did predicting the Iron Maiden Future Past Tour set list, which truthfully is a pretty bad video. If it didn't do well, I'd love to go redo it and do it more like this with better cameras and just a more less rushed, thought through way of doing it. And that video did pretty well. And I want to make sure I was doing more car content than metal content, because although metal's a pretty big identity of the channel, I didn't want it to be a metal page that occasionally looked at cars. I wanted to be a car page that had metal as a pretty big influence. And I've done some videos that totally flopped. It is what it is. I'm not bummed out about any of these. And I've got to do some videos that did pretty damn well. When I did my second Iron Maiden Future Past Tour video, which was songs they won't play, there was one point, maybe it's still there, but it was in the top 10 for most viewed Iron Maiden Future Past Tour videos on YouTube, which, everyone who watched it, thank you very much. But even then, the videos weren't perfect, I still wasn't getting music in them, and there was just a lot of things I could do better. Also, still at that point, it was like January, and I was still cooped up in this office, so the video ideas were still pretty limited. Now I'm actually starting to get out a little bit more and do more videos outside of this glorious apartment. But going back a little bit, one of the things I really wanted for this channel was a intro, which I don't think my first video had a real intro, and I'm not sure about the second video, it was a little while ago. But I wanted something just to get the video started, and that clip is this. If you watch my videos, you've seen it every single time. So I'm not up for gatekeeping anything. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I did that, and it was like this. So what I did was I used TikTok. I had the camera on a tripod, essentially filming the cabinet, and whilst I did that, I just played a few notes of the guitar, which you all know the sound by now. And when I did that, I eventually rotated it to be sideways, put the Metalhead Car Show logo I made, which I made that for free, and had it kind of fade in. And that is the intro. The intro was so easy to make, and it was completely free. And not that anyone has asked how I did it, but if you're getting into this and you want to know, doing simple, cheap intros can be done very easily. Now I have the privilege of having kind of the gear to make this happen, but it can be done. Now when I did that, I had a pile of ideas towards what I wanted to do, but ultimately I just decided to go with something simple. So now that I'm a year into this, if I could give any advice to anyone who's looking to get into doing this, what I would say is start. You're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna have some flops, but honestly, just start doing it, learn as you go, have fun. And just know that not everything's gonna cost you a ton of money to do. Some things you can do free, some things you'll need help for, and some things you will just need the basics, like a nice camera, which you can get on a lot of phones now. A selection of tripods also help. And if you want to go to a dealership and film something, or if you know someone local and you want to try to do a collaboration with them and you're not sure what they're going to say, ask. The worst you're going to hear is no. So just ask and see what happens. Off camera, I don't really love drawing attention myself, but I can go talk on camera like this and make some sort of video. So if you're a little anxious doing this, honestly, you can do it. You've got it. Just start. So this has been a pretty unorthodox video compared to what I normally do. 1 year of Metalhead Car Show has been a lot of fun. I can't wait for many, many, many more and to do really cool things with this channel. So whether you've been here since the start or you got here yesterday, thank you very much. I want to know, what do you want to see from this channel? What kind of content would you love to see me do on this channel? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed what you've seen. I post on Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, and I'll see you later.